Something strange happened on Royally Unfiltered this week. A show that claims to analyse the royals turned into a public dissection of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Again, Kinsey Schofield, historian Rafe Heydel-Mankoo, and ex-palace mouthpiece Dickie Arbiter sat there, grinning, sneering, pretending to be experts. But let's call it what it really was, a hit job dressed up as journalism. They called Prince Harry a sideshow to Meghan's career. They said he's deluded. Deluded? No. What's deluded is believing the British public still buys this outdated royal fairy tale they're selling. One where Harry's the lost prince and Meghan's the manipulative American who ruined him. Please, that script is as old as the monarchy itself, and it's collapsing faster than their ratings. Because here's the truth, my darlings, what we're watching isn't royal commentary. It's an obsession. A coordinated, relentless campaign to dehumanize Meghan and dismantle Harry, simply because they walked away and refused to be controlled. And tonight, we're breaking it all wide open. No filters, no tabloid spin. Just the raw, uncomfortable truth the British establishment doesn't want you to hear. So buckle up, my loves, because this episode isn't for the faint-hearted. It's time to unmask the hypocrisy. It's time to torch the royal propaganda. And it's time to remind the world exactly who Meghan and Harry really are, not the caricatures the media keeps inventing. This is Meghan and Harry Tales, and tonight we set the record straight, once and for all. Let's start with the self-proclaimed experts, the trio that's turned speculation into a side hustle. Kinsey Schofield, the so-called royal commentator who thrives on drama, not truth. Every week she sits in front of a microphone and trades dignity for clicks, churning out gossip disguised as insight. Then there's Rafe Heydel-Mankoo, a historian clinging to the glory days of empire. To him, the monarchy isn't just a relic, it's religion. And anyone, especially a black American woman, who dares question its sanctity must be excommunicated. And finally, Dickie Arbiter, once the royal family's press secretary, now their unofficial spin doctor. The man who once managed the palace's image now profits off criticizing the couple who escaped its grip. Together, they sat on Royally Unfiltered, calling Harry a sideshow and implying he's lost his way. But here's the truth they'll never admit. Harry isn't lost. He's liberated. He walked away from a system that fed off his trauma. He saw what it did to his mother, and he vowed it wouldn't destroy his wife or his children. That's not delusion. That's evolution. While these pundits hurl insults from their studios, Meghan and Harry are out there doing the work. They've built a foundation on compassion, mental health advocacy, female empowerment, and veteran support. The Archwell Foundation's impact stretches far beyond palace walls. It reaches hearts. They've created global conversations through storytelling, service, and sincerity. Meanwhile, the so-called experts keep peddling the same lazy headlines. Harry's lost. Meghan's manipulative. Their brand is collapsing. It's the same script, recycled endlessly, because they can't stand that Harry and Meghan are thriving on their own terms. When Harry speaks about trauma, they mock him. When Meghan champions kindness, they twist it. When they act separately, it's a split. When they appear together, it's damage control. No matter what they do, it's framed as failure. Because the truth doesn't sell. But scandal does. Let's peel back the curtain. This isn't journalism, it's orchestration. The royal press machine survives on the myth that Meghan and Harry are villains. Every insult, every expert analysis, every snide podcast, it's all part of a coordinated PR loop designed to distract from the cracks within the monarchy itself. The palace feeds the press subtle leaks. The press feeds the public sensationalism. And the royal experts? They act as the chorus, harmonizing the same tired tune. Meghan bad. Harry misguided. Without Meghan and Harry, these talking heads would have nothing left to say. Their outrage is their oxygen. Now let's talk about real courage. Not the kind that hides behind titles or tradition. Real courage is walking away from a system built to break you. It's choosing truth over image. It's saying, I will not let this destroy my family. Harry and Meghan have done what the institution feared most. They've redefined royalty. No crowns, no palaces, just purpose. They've shown that humanity is more powerful than hierarchy, that love is stronger than lineage. That's what scares the establishment. Because once you prove that empathy outshines entitlement, the entire illusion collapses. The media's script on Harry and Meghan is stuck on repeat. Every project is met with cynicism, every statement scrutinized for hidden motives. Old stories are recycled to fuel outrage, turning real lives into a soap opera. This narrative persists because it's easy and profitable. Conflict sells. The royal press built its ecosystem on access to the family. Harry and Meghan disrupted that. The criticism is often a reaction to this disruption, an attempt to punish them for breaking the rules. The narrative that they're unhappy or irrelevant is a form of control, a warning to others. But this story is increasingly disconnected from reality. It ignores their global platform, successful ventures, and meaningful charity work. The world is moving on, drawn to authenticity and courage. The old tune is fading, replaced by a more hopeful melody. People are ready for new stories, ones that value truth over tradition. Harry and Meghan's choice stands in stark contrast to the system they left. The monarchy thrives on control and tradition, demanding conformity and sacrifice. Walking away required extraordinary courage, giving up security, titles, and a defined purpose. They chose uncertainty over comfort, prioritizing mental health and family well-being. Critics frame this as weakness, but perhaps it's the ultimate strength. It takes courage to leave a toxic environment and speak your truth, knowing criticism will follow. Their departure exposed the rigidity of the old system and the fear of change within it. The institution's defensive response reveals its insecurity. Harry and Meghan's courage challenged the very definition of duty. Real strength is setting down an unbearable load and forging a new path. Their story holds up a mirror to the monarchy, forcing a reckoning with change. Their courage redefines what it means to serve. Harry and Meghan have shown the world a new model of living, one rooted in authenticity and compassion. They've proven it's possible to serve others without sacrificing oneself. Their journey redefines purpose, showing it exists beyond palace walls. Love and family are their true treasures, more valuable than titles. They represent a shift toward a more human, relatable public life. Their vulnerability has resonated, giving others permission to be open. They've replaced never complain, never explain with honesty and connection. So here's the reality check for Kinsey, Rafe and Dickie, and every other talking head still clinging to the old narrative. Harry is not a sideshow. He's a survivor who turned pain into purpose. He's the soldier who built Invictus for the wounded and the forgotten. He's the man who looked at a billion-dollar institution and said, "You will not control my life." And Meghan? She's not a manipulator. She's a movement. A woman who used her platform to empower others, to advocate, to create. A woman who refused to bow to a system that wanted her silent. They didn't destroy the monarchy. They exposed its fragility. They didn't lose their way. They found their freedom. So the next time these royal experts try to define the Sussexes, remember this. The Sussexes don't need royal approval to make history. They don't need titles to matter. They have something no institution can give, and no tabloid can take away. Authenticity, integrity, love.